How would you like to work in a factory at 8 years old and only come home to a house with no roof and no food? Nelson Mandela reminded us poverty is not an accident like slavery and apartheid. It is man-made and can be removed from the actions of human beings. Hi, my name is Lachlan Rowles from UNICEF India, and I'm here to expose a terrible crime. Child labour is destroying the lives of too many innocent children, and we must take a stand and stop the exploitation of young people. Now, I would like all of you to remember when you were a young child, when you asked your parents for money, what did they usually say? Yes, but do your chores? Or just most simply, yes. Or like my parents, get a job. Well, for these kids, it's a little different. Thousands of innocent Indian children are forced to work in factories for no money, and they go home to a house with their family where they starve and try to survive. There are about 10.1 million children just in India, and 5.6 million are boys and 4.5 million are girls in India. A total of 152 million children, 64 million girls, and 88 million boys are estimated to be in child labour globally, accounting for almost 1 in 10 child worldwide. Most kids that suffer at work are in the age in between 7 and 14 years of age. And that's the only ages that researchers and charities know about. Adults complain about a 9 to 5 job, but they don't take away the fact that they still have a steady income, and not the fact that these kids have to work from the crack of dawn till dark again. But that's not the main problem. In third world countries, there is not much food, money, and any economical stableness at all. These kids have to come home to a home that sometimes doesn't have a roof or a bathroom or even a bed to sleep on. Then they also have no food to feed themselves and give them the energy they need to work that long. The kids also get no sleep because they starve and because they freeze in the winter. One of the main examples that I will present in this presentation is from the movie Lion that was created in 2017 by Garth Davies. It's about a young kid named Saru Bareilly. Saru is a poor, young Indian child that worked day jobs with his 14-year-old brother. One night, Saru begs his brother to take him on the night shift, but the brother Gatu refuses. But after some manipulation, Saru gets to go. But by the time they got to the train station, Saru is tired and doesn't want to go. So then, Gatu makes the executive decision to go and leave Saru on that bench and tells him he will be back in the morning. Not until 25 years later, after all that had happened, Saru found out that his brother was hit by a train and killed at that night shift. Saru woke up and found to see what had been an abandoned train and thought to sleep in one of the carriages. Saru woke up to the train moving. And then it eventually stopped at a place called Kolkata, which happened to be 1,600 kilometers away from his home. Saru ends up walking around and after a while stumbles into a lady's house. Then a man comes in to measure his arms and body. Saru ends up finding out what's happening, and the man was wanting him to work. So Saru runs away. He finds himself a while later at an abandoned adoption centre and finally gets adopted by an Australian couple in Tasmania where he lived for the next 25 years. But then, Saru was in the middle of a university talk with the other students. They were asked where they had come from. This is where Saru gets the first flashback from his childhood. And then he starts thinking about where he had come from and how he ended up there. this film correlates with child labour because of Saru's hometown and the choices some other people had made. The choices they had made caused millions of children then they get forced into hard, long hours of labour for no money. This is the problem for around 197 countries in the world. Could you imagine if you were forced to wake up by a man in clothes that you have worn for the past months? Then going to have to work for 10 or more hours, and then there is no money involved. The problem is not them, it's us. It's our problem, our responsibility. Because we need to make a stand and stand up for what is right and fight for the poor, hard-working children of India. The choice is yours. Thank you.